Scorpio. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for January of 2022. We are the astrologers of Pandora Astrology. I'm Jamie Kale Miller. I'm in Berkeley, California.
And I'm Julia Mijas in Pioneer, California.
Ooh, that's fun and different.
Hmm.
So, Scorpio, this month's themes are all over the place, which might trigger a lot of questions in many different areas of life. A natal and transit reading is the place where you can get any questions answered that you want, covering any topics. And you'll find a link for that in the YouTube description below. Well, Ceres is retrograde, and I haven't reported this before, but I think it's really important, and so I'm reporting it now. And so Ceres is traveling along through the signs of Gemini and Taurus. It turned retrograde in Gemini back in October. And Ceres governs the things that connect us to the physical world, our physical bodies, the food we put into them, and the money we make to sustain them. Now, you'll find a video about this with more detail about Ceres and how this thing works in our January 2021 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. But in brief, I'd like to explain to you how it fits into your house structure. So Ceres went retrograde in your eighth house, which really put, like all of us, into a bit of a tizzy about money. For you in particular, where this landed was in the arena of your monies shared with partners. That could mean your spouse or, somebody that you cohabitate with, or it could mean a business partner. This is also the house that covers taxes, insurance, ways that your money mingles in pools. Investments too are covered by this house. So you may have started to worry, and even as far back as October, about how these sorts of emotional and financial investments were going. Because Ceres was in Gemini, you probably were overthinking it. Since then, Ceres has moved backwards into Taurus and into your seventh house, which means that it has come time to have some sit down, clear, very grounded conversations with any partner that you may be, financially wrapped up with, about how to return to basics, how to get back to the fundamentals of how you run your money together and make some agreements that are going to be really solid going forward. Now, Ceres is done being retrograde later this month. It goes direct January 14th, so that's coming soon. That means that money troubles are going to begin to ease out, and by then, hopefully, you'll have a plan that you can move forward with. And if you want to get on that ride now, absolutely do that. So, Julia, I think you have some news for the Scorpios of the world about Mercury, Mars, and Venus. What's that good stuff?
Well, Scorpio, I'll begin with Mercury. That's the planet that represents your mind, and wherever we have it is where you could be expending a lot of your mental energy. So on January 2nd, Mercury moves into your fourth house of family and home. When Mercury is in the fourth house, this is a very hidden house. It also rules the past. So your mind could be very preoccupied with past matters, things that happened a long time ago. Then on January 14th, Mercury goes retrograde in this house. Now, Mercury retrogrades are always times of miscommunication. And for you, particularly Scorpio, in the fourth house, that could have to do with your family members or people that you live with too. So, be prepared to have to go back and iron out any wrinkles. Then Mars, the planet of action and activity, starts the month in your second house of money and finance. Wherever we have Mars, we can be really, really driven. We can kind of get ahead, but at the same time, we have to be careful that we watch our tempers too. So in the second house of money, this could be a month where you expend a lot of energy trying to increase your money or the material sphere of your life somehow, whether that's your possessions too, which are ruled by this house. Maybe you want to expand business or ask for a promotion. But one of the things you should be a little cautious of is Mars in the second house can mean conflict over money or fights over money too. Then on January 24th, Mars enters your third house of communication. And, for the rest of the month after that, communication could be a little bit more fraught too, because remember, Mars can sometimes bring some conflict. Mars in the third can be very good because the third house represents your everyday surroundings, like your neighborhood, your community, your town. So it could be a good time to kind of shoot around town and do a lot of errands, get the energy out by just kind of like getting things off your to-do list and take a lot of short trips and get those appointments in. And that would certainly help. Then Venus, the planet of art, beauty, and relationships, starts the month retrograde in your third house. And I really covered this cycle a lot in last month's video, so you can go check that out to see exactly how this Venus retrograde cycle, which happens every 2 years, is going to affect you. But just shortly, Venus retrograde in the third, especially with a Mercury retrograde going on this month, could be miscommunications with a partner. Venus retrogrades are times of review, so you might be reviewing how you two could communicate better together. Maybe you have some miscommunications that are really bringing your attention to that fact, like how can we improve this and work on this? And I know also in terms of relationship, there's definitely some Juno activity too, which Jamie's going to tell you about.
Yes, it's really all part of this gathering of planets in Capricorn in your third house, emphasizing the arena of communication. And while Venus is going through this retrospective period where you may be asking yourself, how is the communication in my relationship and how could it be better? And is this relationship going to survive if it doesn't get better? But meanwhile, so while Venus is going retrograde, Juno is going direct. And there's a wonderful event, let's see, on January 11th, where the Sun and Juno form a conjunction. So right here it is, Sun and Juno coming together while Juno is moving direct and forward, which is the same thing, at a really good speed. So Juno signifies committed relationship, and Juno in Capricorn means that relationship is something that you're wanting to take seriously right now. So with the retrospection going on that Venus is doing and Juno wanting to move forward, this does suggest that you may have a moment of clarity about moving forward with committed relationships once they pass Venus's litmus test of how good is the communication. Now, we did make a video about this, and you'll find it in the December 2021 news playlist, but you'll also find another video about it, including Juno, in the January 2022 news playlist. So I want to tell you about the moons of this month. Going back earlier in the month, the first moon happens on January 2nd, and it's right here. It's a new moon in Capricorn, again in your third house, emphasizing communication and learning and intellectually stimulating experiences and conversations. So you might find that your curiosity and conversational abilities are really stimulated under this moon. However, this is a very hardworking and kind of stress-bearing moon. Because of the square to Chiron, there's a theme to this moon. We've called it when toughing it out doesn't work anymore. And this moon is for all the overworkers of the world to feel like just got to do one more thing, accomplish one more task, communicate one more thing. Perhaps you may feel that that's where it sits for you. And it might take you to the breaking point. If that happens, just be aware that the second moon of this month is going to give you some relief. That is the full moon in Cancer, which falls in your 9th house, opposite the Sun in Capricorn in your 3rd house. And the moon in Cancer is so cozy and relaxing, and we're calling it relax and allow the break you've been working toward. So this is the time to just let yourself sink in and expand and take up more space and just, take in some of the reward from the hard work that you've been doing. Okay, then the last thing I want to tell you about is the seasonal change. The sun leaves the sign of Capricorn, which is also a season, and moves into the season of Aquarius right here, beginning to take the emphasis away from the 3rd house of communication and into the 4th house of family and home and domestic life. The sun tells us where to shine the spotlight of our attention. Attention is like sunlight. Wherever you shine it, things can grow. And the sun in Aquarius moving into your fourth house says, pay attention to your family members, to your home, cultivate it by shining the light of your attention on it, and things can grow there in a wonderful way. So that's what we have for you today, Scorpio. Hope you enjoyed it. You'll find our horoscopes on our website, pandoraastrology.com, in their own tab. You can get readings and take classes on our website. You can also find the news of the month on our monthly forecast page. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.